Yeah. Last year was tough. We was dealing with a lot of adversity going into the playoffs, trying to figure out how to get back on track, how to get back to the style of basketball we needed to play to win. And that wasn't good to have that mentality, around this point, getting ready for playoffs. And I think this time around, it's a different feeling.
When you talk about that adversity, you're talking specifically about the defense, right?
Yeah. Yeah, just how it was going defensively, trying to figure out, teams at that point had us really figure it out. It was tough for us to really get a lot of things that we were getting offensively, so that was a struggle. And, it's just not good, having that type of, chemistry going on at that point in time, going into the playoffs.
From the beginning of the season to the end, after every game win or loss, you would say the same thing, which was we need to just keep getting better and focus on each game as it comes. Is that born from the struggles?
Yeah. You sometimes you gotta fail to understand, what you have to do. And no matter how hard it is, you don't want to feel that same feeling that we had last year. So we have to do everything. Some things we may not like, or some things that may be out the norm, but we have to. I think it made us more disciplined at the end of the day.
DeMar, getting to the free throw line is such a huge part of your game, part of this team's approach. What are you guys going to do if you don't get a whistle?
We got to play through it. I think we had plenty of games this year where we had to play through it. And figure out how to win. That's the beauty of the challenge of being in the playoffs, honestly. You can't look for anything. Nothing's going to be given to you. And, that's the way you should want, the game to be played, But that won't stop me or the rest of the guys from going out there being aggressive, So, we're not going to be going out there looking like we need every single call. We just got to go out there and play.
One of your best defensive games of the season came against this team and Paul George specifically. How much are you looking forward to the challenge? Obviously, there'll be other guys on him as well, but for you, when you do match up with him?
I'm definitely looking forward to it, honestly, just to go out there, compete with, fellow All-Star. Them the challenge you live for. When you're a kid, you see all the great players compete against each other, and, tomorrow is the start of that. Not just with me, just with teams, us versus the Indiana Pacers.
Is there anything, or can you say anything to someone like Norm who's never seen this before? Like, will you talk to him, or does that?
Yeah. I gave him a little insight, but sometimes, even for me, so many people try to prepare me, for playoffs, but it's a different feeling once you step out there for your first game. And I just told him, understand, don't get caught up into the crowd or what's going on. Treat it like it's another opportunity for you to go out there and play your heart out. And once you take that approach, you'll learn by seeing how the game go.
What do you know about playoff basketball now that you didn't 2 years ago?
That every single game is different. Every single game is different. If you could be knocking down shots one game, next game that could go away, and you got to figure out and adjust how to play. If it's getting to the basket or what they taking away. It's really a game of, chess and not checkers at the end of the day. And that's one thing I definitely noticed about being in playoffs.
One thing that Dwayne said yesterday is you guys one-on-one won't stop Paul George or Monte Ellis. How has the defense grown as a collective where you guys aren't really focusing on one-on-one matchups, but on more bigger contribution from defense?
I think the team that we have, we really look out for one another, and we understand if somebody have a hard task at hand, we're going to help that guy out as much as possible. When you have that type of mentality, guys look after each other, defensively, and I think that's what made us, a better defensive team this time around, of understanding that, if we see somebody like a Paul George get it going or have the ball in the ISO, we all got to lock in together to slow him down and make somebody else beat us.
Given the last 2 years, DeMar, and given the fact this franchise has never won a best-of-7 playoff series, what's riding on this, do you think, for the franchise and for you?
At the end of the day, it's another challenge for us to do something that haven't been done. We won 50-plus games for the first time. That's something that could go down now. We have another opportunity to do something else that haven't been done, and that's what it's all about. You really can't think about, what this will do to you later. This opportunity for us to do this now, and everything else, we'll worry about that later.
You
regular season, you lose a game, you have 24, maybe 48 hours to think about it, and then you're back out there. It's been 12 months since what happened last year. How anxious are you guys to get out there and actually get past it?
Man, it's tough. I think it's tough to really sit back and understand last time we was in the playoffs. We got swept. We went out the way we did, man. And it really ate away at me, all summer, even this season, of understanding that, you have to be patient and understand, the opportunity going to come around. And when it do, you just got to be ready. You can't, beat yourself up until it get there. I think we did a great job of being patient, doing everything we needed to do.
DeMar, you talked about the changes this team has gone through, but how much different, how much better, how much healthier, and how important is it to have a different and healthy Kyle Lowry at this time than you did going into that Washington series?
I mean,
Once he leaves you guys.
I'm not going to talk until you leave.
Obviously, that's not true because you're talking right now.
Maybe you don't want to answer.
All right, he gone. That was great. Like I said, he learned a lot from last year, and I remember that next day after that series, me and Cal talked probably every single day how we was going to change our game, how we was going to get better, what he was going to do. I think I was the only person who knew he was going to lose the weight. And, when you take that type of approach, you understand that next go-around going to be different, because we was definitely locked in that next day, and to have him be quicker on his feet, lighter on his feet, and healthy, definitely going to be different.
Was he was dealing with the back injury at this time last year too, and now the elbow he says is behind him. As you say, he's changed his body. To have him, basically at full strength rather than what you had from him last year, that's a pretty big and important change.
I mean, that's a big plus, for our that's the head of the snake right there, and for him to be healthy and ready to walk out there on that court with him, you feel a lot comfortable.
Was that conversation, those conversations between you and Kyle, were you telling each other what you decided to do, or were you giving each other advice as to what you
We were just telling each other what we was going to do.
like making promises kind of, right?
Yeah, and understanding, we got to do this if we're going to be a better team, if we're going to be a better player. He was telling me his ideas, I was telling him mine, and, we really took that last summer, to heart, honestly.
Well, you guys 2 years ago at the end of the Brooklyn series, when he missed that shot, the first thing you told him is that he was the guy that you wanted to ride with and win with.
Right.
This has been kind of an evolving relationship between you guys. The playoffs is about the best players. You guys are the best players, so this is kind of a big thing for you two, isn't it?
Most definitely. And we get up for them challenges, honestly, and I think that's why we even talked that next day after that series where a lot of guys, just separated and wouldn't speak. Like, literally that next day we really broke down what we needed to get better at, what we need to do to be a better team, everything. When you have something like that, you definitely take great responsibilities to what you have to do, and that's big. So, like I said, we understand who we are to this team and what we have to do if we want to be successful.
DeMar, what do you need to do successfully to beat Indiana? What's the key for you guys?
Take it one game at a time, honestly. We can't look at it like, we got to hurry up and win 40 games. We got to take tomorrow's game like it's our last game. If we take that approach, we'd be just fine, honestly. We just got to go out there tomorrow and understand, like, this is our last game of the season. That's how we got to treat it. And, when we play like that, and we showed it all year, when we play with that type of intensity and that type of mindset, we feel like we could beat anybody.
How much
DeMar,
better
how do you
is
feel
Kyle?
about Game 1, considering the way the last couple of Game 1s have gone at home?
I don't know. I really didn't compare them to the other two Game 1s, how they went at home. Like I said, we really treating it like it's a new opportunity. We're a new team. We have everybody back. Everybody's healthy. So I think this time around it's a different feel.
What do you feel going in that's different than at this point last year or the year before, the first time for you?
Like first time around was my first playoffs. JVs, Terence, majority of the team first really go around, and we was playing against a veteran squad that understands how to won championships, and everything was so new for us. last year, we was in a disarray, trying to figure out ourselves and try to get things together going into game one. This time around, we ended the season off like we wanted to. A lot of young guys got an opportunity to play and still won games with me and Cal sitting out. So it's a different dynamic and a different feel this time around.
How much better is Kyle?
Who's the guy that can make a major difference in the season that you guys aren't necessarily paying attention to going in?
That's the great thing about our team, honestly. It could be any one of them guys outside of me and Cal. Any one of them. It could be Corey. It could be DeMar. It could be Scola. It could be any one of them guys. It could be Terence. We have so many options of guys that could be X factor, and if it's a different guy every single game, that's perfect because we have that deep of a team now to where we could count on guys like that to come through in clutch plays defensively or offensively.
Kyle was struggling at this time last year, and we all kind of saw it as the series went on. How much better is he right now, and how much does that matter?
I mean, you can see how he just playing around. He playing too much, but but you can just see, this confidence level, his comfort level. That says a lot. The way you carry yourself. Like I said, this time last year, it wasn't too many smiles and jokes. It was really like, we gotta figure out how we about to come out game one. So this time around, like I said, guys really locked in, and at the same time, we definitely enjoying the moment.
You just mentioned Terrence. He's been a different guy since Christmas, basically, and he struggled both playoff years. I mean, I know it's something you got to learn about, but how much more confident are you that he can have the impact that he potentially could have?
A lot more confidence. I can see it in the way he walked and the way he talk and, the way he approach every single game. And, I think this time around, Terrence got his whole demeanor about him has definitely changed. And he understands what happened in the last two playoff series, and he wants to be better. And, you've seen it, like you said, since December. Whatever we need him to do, if it's defensively, if it's to make shots, he's definitely been aggressive with it.